Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is BALQIS binti SHAMSUDDIN. I'm from the A3E. So today I would like to present about effect of unemployment. There are many adverse effects due to unemployment in Malaysia. This effect can be seen from various negative angles, including the economy, individuals, society, and government. Firstly, negative effect on the economy. A high rate of unemployment in Malaysia will cause a big impact on this country. Among the negative effect of unemployment on the economy is ruins the economic growth. High unemployment rate will ruin the economic growth and performance even more so during the COVID-19 pandemic that we face right now. Unemployment in the economy is not conducive for investment because firms have excess production capacity and capital goods. Therefore, new investment is needed to increase output. The low level of aggregate spending in an economic recession reduces the desire of investors to make investment. Lack of investment in the company reduces the economic growth. Slow economic growth and low output will lead to further depression. The high rate of unemployment and sluggish activity of firms will result in a reduction in their profit. The low profit will reduce the eagerness of investors to make new investment. This will affect national income growth. Besides that, individual also affect due to unemployment crisis. First of all, negative effect of unemployment on the individual are loss of livelihood and income. Unemployment is loss of income to individual. For country with no unemployment insurance program, they must use their saving or borrow from relative and friends to survive. This will affect their life. Secondly, loss of job skill. Some skill can only be maintained if they are used or practiced often. Long-term employment might cause the skill of an individual to deteriorate. Retraining and educating from may prove expensive. As a result, local product cannot compete with the cheaper and better quality for the foreign product. Lastly, loss of confidence. We attempt to get a job with confident the labor force. Unemployment people may also experience depression because the knowledge and skill from education institution cannot use to make living and support themselves and their family. In short, unemployment has important social costs. Unequal income, social cohesion, loss of status, and frustration. Other than that, not only individual but all society affected by unemployment crisis. First of all, the negative effect of unemployment on the society are family dispute. Unemployment because household lost income used to support family life. As a result, family relationships are affected and will in return destroy the family function in Malaysia. Children will be left without proper education and proper health facility. In the long run, it will cause problem of poverty which will continue to be inherited to next generation. Secondly, social problem. Temporarily, unemployment will not run in the life of the people as daily activity can be carried out using saving or loan. However, continuous unemployment will create unhealthy side effects such as being forced to partake in illegal activity to obtain money. Loss of income and expenditure recruitment will lead to financial problem in the unemployment family. Unemployment will increase the number of poor families in the community. Therefore, the problems such as theft and robbery and threaten social peace. Lastly, low of standard of living. Lastly, unemployment also brought effect on the government. The negative effect of unemployment to the government first of all increase in crime rate. As a result of family instability and probably people will resort to illegal activities such as fraud, smuggling, black market activity, prostitution, and so on. Thus, the crime rate will be high if unemployment is high. These illegal activities are difficult to contain by the government. The government has to provide large expenditure to enforcing the rules, while this provision is better used for other areas of development. Secondly, squatters problem. When income is lost, people are not longer able to afford basic facility. They may have to find cheaper home, creating more quarters, settlement quarters problem do not, and here because they lack basic amenities and create problem of hygiene and health in the nation. Indirectly, the country will lose its attraction. Lastly, decline of government development activity. Unemployment because decrease in the government revenue through the collection of personal income. That's because some citizens do not uh, have employment for their income. This will reduce the government's ability to proceed with national economic development activity, since the total revenue received by the government is reduced. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is AFIQAH BATRISYIA. Now I'm going to talk about measure to control unemployment and how government use this way to reduce unemployment problem, especially during the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, the first one, measure to overcome casual and seasonal unemployment. The word CV, economic activity seasonal unemployment can be reduced if the unemployment in primary sector diversify their economic activity to earn income from other sources until they are able to resume their regular daily economic activity. For example, fishermen who are unable to go to the sea during monsoon season can be involved in the small business such as cracker production or sale of cake. The government also can provide financial assistance through government agency to the parties concerned. Next is development of new lands. The opening of new lands for the suburban sector will also create a job opportunities for the people, especially for those in suburban area. It will enable for them to involve themselves in the agricultural and animal husbandry sector and thus obtain an income. It will also reduce the migration of the people from the suburban area to town in search of job opportunities. The development of new land is carried out through government agencies such as FELDA, RISDA, and FARHAN.
Measure to overcome structural and technological unemployment. Firstly, the government has to upgrade of skills and technical education and retraining. Much of the new labor force entering the labor market are unemployed due to lack of required skills. The establishment of centers such as Industrial Training Institute, Advanced Technology Training Center, High Tech, and Japanese Malaysia Technical Institute also provides training to school level with the skills needed by the industry. The graduate training scheme by the government aim to provide graduates with specific skill to reduce unemployment among graduates. Training and education provided to the unemployed will help to improve computer skill and communication, allowing them to become more confident and employable. Secondly, the government has to increase investment in worker training. The government has suffered from a shortage of workers in key public sector jobs. The main shortage are in highly skilled jobs and in areas where living costs are well above the national average. Training and education should be given to individuals who have difficulties gaining employment. When people upgrade their skills and increase their knowledge, they will be able to find jobs easily. All economic sectors should be developed to support more manpower and thus reduce the rate of unemployment. When economic sectors such as transport, finance, insurance, property, and services expand, this will result in more job opportunity for the public.
Now we're going to present about analysis data for labor force participation rates, and unemployment rates data from 2019 to 2020. The presentation will be presented by Nur SOFEA and Nurul Izzah. What is labor force? The labor force is the number of people who are employed plus the unemployed who are looking for work. The labor pool does not include the jobless who aren't looking for work. For example, stay-at-home mom, retired, and students are not part of the labor force. Discouraged workers who would like a job but have given up looking at not in the labor force either. To be considered part of the labor force, you must be available, willing to work, and have looked for a job recently. Now let's move to analysis labor force in 2019. Let's see in quarter 1 for the male is 9.47 million and for the female is 9.06 million. But in quarter 2, the labor force is increased at 9.49 million and for the female is increased at 9.11 million. For the quarter 3, the labor force is increased at 9.53 million and for the female is increased at 9.15 million. For the last quarter also increased at for the female also increased at 9.59 million and for the female also increased at 9.18 million. We can consider that in 2019 the labor force is increased because of the higher level of population in economy. Now let's see analysis labor force in 2020. For the female in quarter 1 is 9.63 million and for the female is 9.60 million. For the quarter 2, we can see the labor force is decreased at 9.58 million and for the female also increased at 9.09 million. For the quarter 3, the labor force is start increased at 9.69 million and for the female is start increased at 9.15 million. For the quarter 4 is still increased at 9.74 million and for the female is 9.18 million. We can see at Q2, the labor force is decreased because of many people lose their job because of pandemic COVID-19.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul SOFEA binti RUSLI, and I'm gonna present to you about labor force participation rate. The percentage of all people of working age who are employed or are actively seeking work. People who are still undergoing studies, housewife, and person above the age of 64 are not reckoned in the labor force. Betul tak? Okay, next labor force participation rate for 2019. Okay, first, let's see the table. The rate for Q1 is 68.7, Q2 68.8, and Q3 68.9, and lastly Q4 is 69.1. So, we can see the data from Q1 to Q5. Q4 is keep increase. Okay. Labor force participation rate for 2020. Let's see the table. First, the rate for Q1 is 68.8, Q2 68.1, Q3 68.4, and lastly Q4 is 68.5. And then let's see the data for Q1. The data is increased, and start from Q2 the data is decreased, but after that from Q2 to Q4 the data is still increased. Okay, then we go through to unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is defined as the percentage of unemployed workers in the total labor force. Workers are considered unemployed if they currently do not work, despite the fact that they are able and willing to do so. The total labor force consists of all employed and unemployed people within an economy. Okay, next, unemployment rate for 2019. First, we can see the table. The rate for Q1 is 3.3, Q2 3.3, Q3 3.3, and then Q4 is 3.2. Okay, next we can see the data is from Q1 to Q3. The data is horizontal, and then start Q3 and Q4. The data is decreased. Okay, lastly, unemployment rate for 2020. Okay, first we can see the table. The rate for Q1 is 3.5, Q2 is 5.1, Q3 is 4.7, Q4 is 4.8. And then we can see the data from Q1 to Q2 is increased, and then Q2 to Q3 is decreased, and lastly Q3 to Q4 is increase.
These are the references that have been researched for this presentation.
That's all from us. Thank you.